Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. Ears Up Podcast. Here we are. We're streaming live on Twitch for the very first time. So if you're a Twitch user and you're watching us randomly, welcome to the show. This is a weird show, and we talk about Disneyland. So, you can be a nerd here. I mean, if you're on Twitch, you're a nerd anyway. But you can be a different kind of nerd here, where we don't worry about, how many gold medals you got in Overwatch. Just as long as you showed up and are on the payload, because that's the point of Overwatch.
I literally don't know.
It's all right.
What
It's
you're
a thing.
talking about.
It's a thing. Being on the internet keeps me hip, dude. Right? I get it. I know what the kids are talking about. Sock hop.
He knows all the Johns.
I know all the Johns. Welcome, everybody. We have a great show for you tonight. We have been going through all of the foreign, and I can say that word knowing that that's okay to use. The foreign Disneyland parks, Disney parks, to see what rides we would go if we ever had the desire and or money to go to another country.
Correct.
I don't know if it'll ever happen it'll never happen for me because I don't know why, but
That's a long flight.
It's a long flight, dude. But today we're talking about Hong Kong Disneyland. Not Tokyo. Bev was like, "Oh, I did Tokyo." I'm like, "We've done Tokyo." She's like, "Oh, I did Tokyo."
I was absent.
Well, and she worked really hard on it too. Like she knows everything about Tokyo.
I did.
now.
I have all these really if I didn't hate being on airplanes for long periods of time, I'd be down to go to Tokyo. It looks super cool.
Well, you know what? And I think that you just maybe weren't here
I was.
when
I
we
don't
did
think I
the
was.
Tokyo one because it would be something you would remember at least.
Or I've just completely blocked it out because I remembered none of it.
That's too bad.
Well, whatever.
That's too bad. Anyway, so that's the show we're talking about today. We have our kid in the room.
She's fine.
We have
right
our
now.
kid in the room. Yeah, so if you hear it crying, Taryn's going to take it out. But
Well, I might have to because you're doing the other part.
It's half a page. It's gonna be
Okay.
2 minutes.
yeah, so Taryn's going to do the history of Tokyo, or Hong Kong Disneyland.
Sorry,
Oh,
dude.
shoot.
Yeah, now you got it in my head. Now you've transposed those numbers or those words. So Taryn's going to do a little bit of history, and then we're going to go through what we would hit up. And then that's it. We're going to do some Disney news, actually. There's a lot of Disney news. Some footage from the live-action Dumbo has been released.
Yay!
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
It's just like, that's
That's a movie.
still happening. So talk a little bit about that, a little bit of Epcot news, a little bit of Disney World news, because there's a little bit more going on over there than there is in Disneyland. And then that's it. We're going to get out of here. So before we...
My sister's actually planning a February Disney World trip for us, for the
Really?
family. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's planning it for your family or for...
For my side of the family. So
Right.
like her and my mom and my
Are you going? I think
wife
that's what I'm getting
and me and possibly our kids.
Possibly.
No, they're
Possibly?
gonna go. They're gonna go.
I was going to say, you're one of those people?
No, my
Those
parents.
people?
My parents did that enough to me. They went.
Oh, that's right.
I told you
They
they went
did.
twice. I didn't even find out about the second time until I was putting the pictures together for my dad's funeral. I'm like, what in the world? Are you kidding me? And they're like, oh well. And this is what my mom said. Yeah, well, your uncle wanted to go, and he didn't want to go with any kids. And I said, please explain that. And she goes, well, he just wanted to be an adult's trip. And I said, how long ago was this? I don't know, like 10 years ago. Yeah, I was an adult and didn't have kids.
That's when I should have gone.
Right.
Wow.
Sure.
Well, he wasn't invited.
Your family doesn't
Sure
like you
wasn't.
very much.
I can tell.
I was hanging out with them the other day, and they're like, man, you
I
got to talk to
know.
our kid because he's not very good.
I know. It took me a while to get the hint.
Yeah, it's all right, man. It happens. You can find us on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher. Also, of course, SpectraRadio.us, wherever greater podcasts are heard and learned about. We're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Yeah.
We are. I did a lot of work on Pinterest today.
Nice. Good work, Bev. Any feedback on the show goes to Taryn at earsup-podcast.com. Any show suggestions or guest suggestions, or if you want to be a guest on the show,
Keep them coming, please.
Terrence at earsup-podcast, blah, blah, blah. Are you getting people writing in?
Jimmy, listener Jimmy sent a recommendation. I just have to finish the book for the author because I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to be that guy. Your
I'm
book
always
was
that
great,
guy.
but I never read it.
Yeah,
I
you
don't wanna
flip
be
through
that
it,
guy.
man. Who has time
I
to
read
read
that
books,
first
dude?
page and
Yeah.
that last one. They were solid.
Read the back cover. That's all it's got to be.
You can say hi
Hello.
to Bev, and anything else comes to me. I'm Jason at earsup-podcast.com. Don't forget to check out our blog over on the website. We have well, I was going to say we have more animation classics reviews, but I haven't done that yet.
But we don't.
But we don't.
We
yeah.
do not. Our blog is popping though.
What do you mean?
There's a lot going on. I looked through it. There's
Oh, we have a lot of cool stuff.
There's a lot of reading that you could potentially do.
If you're into reading
All
at
the
all.
words. You could so many words.
I will take the next 2 movies
Why?
because we need to get this going, man.
All right.
Oh, you just.
So
you
I'll
just
take the
want
next
to?
2 movies, and plus, I mean,
Okay.
I have the movies. I'll take the next 2, and I'll write the articles.
Okay.
What are the next? Whatever.
All right.
I don't
I'll
care.
figure it out.
Terrence pointedly exerts his finger in my face.
Sorry.
You can take that to the bank.
I've been in a lot of meetings where I have to exert my power.
Are you
apologize.
you point at meetings?
Yeah, sometimes you have to.
I feel like you're supposed to do this.
2-finger point.
No, I'm not doing this.
Not doing the thumb, forefinger.
yeah, that's the worst.
The Clinton, the Bill Clinton.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I have to have the pencil in my hand and do the Bob Dole. Do that one
Oh,
too.
I'm
but
Bob Dole.
I'm Bob Dole. But no, I point
Just
a
use
lot.
rock fingers.
I like that.
This is $1 billion thing we're gonna do right now with rock fingers.
Yeah.
I'd be living on your couch.
Let's make some money.
I have no ideas.
You can support this show a few ways. You go to earsup-podcast.com and check out the myriad ways that we have over there. If you do some, if you will go to the parks and you have ear hats, Mickey Mouse ear hats, you should go to getcoviers.com and you can find out ways to dress up your Covey or your Mickey Mouse hats with our cool customizable Coviers. We can put Grandma's face on there if you want. Whatever you want to do, man, we can make it happen. You can go to patreon.com/earsup and become a Patreon supporter. We just got a couple new ones today, as a matter of fact. So thank you very much to you
awesome.
people. And you could sign up. I would recommend signing up for the secret show at $5 a month because then we do a secret show where it's a little more adult. And we also give a drink recipe.
A lot more adult.
A lot more adult, yeah, for sure.
Rock
If you
fingers
do,
all the time.
if you do any kind of internet shopping, you can use our Amazon link on the homepage. That would be cool for you guys as well, and for us. And of course, last but not least, don't forget to check out our brand new show called Sabers and Superpowers. If you're any sort of Marvel or Star Wars nerd, that's the show for you guys. Anthony and his 2 co-hosts go in depth, maybe too in depth, on the Marvel and Star Wars cinematic universes and others. I think they even talk about video games over there and all that kind of stuff. So check them out, Sabers and Superpowers. And okay, Taryn, feedback. We don't have any feedback.
We don't have any feedback.
That disappoints me.
I know, me too.
I don't like not having
I always
feedback.
look back and then I have to look at the last date that we recorded and then I look at emails and then when there is none, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no
Either
feedback.
people are satisfied, which is okay, I suppose.
Tell me how satisfied you are.
But
Everybody
yeah,
write
tell
in.
us. Yeah, kind of disappointed.
Okay. Well, then let's get to the show. So we're talking about Hong Kong Disneyland.
Yes.
You're going to give us a little taste of it, a little history of it.
Yeah, here's the 2-minute history.
All right.
I didn't dive too
The
too
truncated
deep.
version.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because I feel
This
like...
isn't a history show.
Well, also, I feel like when we talk about the thing, we're going to give little tidbits of the John anyways that we're
Yeah.
talking about, so I think it'll be fine.
I'm so glad
Yeah.
John's back.
John's back, baby.
Okay, so Hong Kong Disneyland opened on September 12th, 2005. It was built on reclaimed land in Penny's Bay, which is Lanatao Island. And that is on 3.78 White Houses of land. And that's 68 acres for you rubes.
All right.
So this is interesting. When the SARS epidemic devastated the city's economy in 2000...
Sorry, I asked a question earlier and pertaining to SARS, and it's just funny.
Okay.
SARS, never mind. SARS
Yeah.
isn't funny, and I'm sorry that I'm a terrible person.
No, this is hilarious. It's great.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Bev's been doing radio for several years now.
But you would never know.
No.
Hold your laughter. When the
Bev loves like total mass epidemics. She loves that.
No, I don't.
She loves it so
I'm
much.
so sorry.
Any danger to a mass population of people, hilarious. Loves it.
Seriously. Okay, well, when the SARS epidemic devastated the city's economy
Yeah.
in 2003,
Hilarious.
it was
Loss of life and money, love it.
Tons of people
Love it.
Tons.
it was hoped that the new Disneyland would help boost confidence in Hong Kong's tourism industry.
Mm-hmm.
During the planning and construction phase of the park, Disney was concerned about a possible cultural backlash, however, so they put a focus on incorporating Chinese culture into the design of the resort. For instance, they paid attention to the rules of feng shui and included a bend in the walkway near the resort entrance so that good qi energy would flow into the South China Sea.
And when was this park developed?
Early 2000s.
2003.
And they still believe in the energy from the universe?
It's feng shui. It's
Culture.
It's culture. That's why. Yeah.
Okay.
well,
All
I think like it's
Jason
almost,
likes to make fun of other
kind of
people's
like
cultures.
a religion
I
there.
do that. I don't know. I just think in this day and age, we're focusing energy. It makes no sense to me.
Clearly, you haven't seen the Iron Fist. And also, the cast members speak Cantonese, English, and Mandarin.
Is that a
part-
requirement?
I don't know.
Okay. Sorry.
The park consists of 7 themed areas: Main Street, Fantasyland, Adventureland, Tomorrowland, Grizzly Gulch, Mystic Point, and Toy Story Land. The park had pretty dismal capacity numbers. 2 years after opening, the park had a daily capacity of 34,000 visitors, the lowest of all the Disney parks. However, the park attendance jumped by 8% in the 3rd year and another 2% in the 4th. In order to help Hong Kong Disneyland grow, Beijing also deliberately slowed down the development of Shanghai Disney, which was first planned for early 2000. Hong Kong Disneyland was also built with space for a second park and additional land for hotels. However, Disney has not yet announced that a second park is in development. And then lastly, in November 2016, the Walt Disney Company and Hong Kong government announced plans for an expansion that will include Frozen-themed areas, Marvel-themed areas, and a redesign of Sleeping Beauty Castle.
Nice.
Multiple attractions and live entertainment. And something I forgot to say, I don't know if I skipped over it, but this park is owned by the Chinese government, but it is run by Disney.
Okay.
Unlike Tokyo, which Disney is not a part of, they license it.
Okay.
Tokyo licenses it from Disney.
Disney. Okay.
Well, there you go. That's the super truncated version of the history of Hong Kong Disneyland, which is really just a line or two. I mean, there's not a whole lot. I mean, it's pretty brand new, so you can go into depth about how the design elements and different areas of the park. But for the most part, it's not really any different. I mean, there's a little bit of difference, but yeah, there she goes, ruining lives one cry at a time.
That is a terrible thing to say about your beautiful daughter.
That's your child.
I wasn't talking about the child.
Oh, Taryn.
No, I was talking about the child.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. It's just, you know what? It's whatever. Look, if you're a kid out there and you ever get mad at your parents at all, don't be one of those like classic kids. I hate you. Your parents go through a lot when you don't know what's happening when you're a baby. So chill out on your parents a little bit.
I feel like I want to give you a hug, man.
I want to go to a hotel room for a month.
It's been a rough day.
It's been a rough couple of days, man.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
So where do we want to go? Let's pretend that we have the ears up jet and we're flying off to Hong Kong.
Okay.
What are the points, or maybe more realistically, some of our listeners are going to Hong Kong Disneyland, and we're staying home because now we have kids. And we want to recommend places. What places look cool? Terrence, where would you go? Where would you recommend people go?
First thing I would say is check out the Big Grizzly Runaway Mountain Mine Train. It's a mouthful. It's their version of Big Thunder, but
it's like a mashup of Big Thunder and
it's like a
the
mashup
other one
of 3
from
rides.
Everest.
It's a mashup of Big Thunder, of Everest, and of like Screamin'. So basically, it looks like Big Thunder. It starts out kind of like Big Thunder, and you're going through the mine, and then all of a sudden you start going up the first incline, and you notice that the chain is broken at the top of the incline, and right before you get to the peak, it releases you, and you drop backwards, and now you're going backwards through the ride, and then you come to a halt while you're on a different track, and then it shoots you forward, like with not conduction. I forgot what it is. Anyway,
convection oven.
Yeah, so convection oven. No, it shoots you forward. It shoots you forward like what they do on Screamin'. So it looks really, really, really awesome.
It also kind of sounds like that Aerosmith ride, the rock and roller coaster or whatever.
Yeah, it's the same kind of technology. So it looks really cool to me.
Okay.
The Aerosmith ride.
Look, the only downside about that ride is that you have to watch an Aerosmith skit. where like the band is like,
I love Steven
hey,
Tyler.
we
It's a true
can't make
story.
it out of the studio yet, so why don't you guys come along and you get tickets to the show, and here's your limo, and it's like, cool, Aerosmith.
Bruh.
Yeah, let me just get in the ride, dude. I'd rather just be in the ride because Aerosmith is scary. Go ahead, Beverly, please.
In true Beverly fashion, I'm going to go with food for my first choice.
There we go.
And that would be the Crystal Lotus restaurant.
Oh.
Girl, if you like some dim sum, this place looks amazing. And the dim sums are themed. So some of them look like the little aliens from, the squeeze the aliens and their eyes pop out from Toy Story.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I'm hungry.
You just ate.
Regardless. No, it looks awesome.
Okay. I would go just hang out on Main Street.
Main
Okay.
Street USA.
Main Street
in
USA,
Tokyo.
Hong Kong.
Or in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Crap.
You're not very smart, and that's okay.
Failing today.
That's all right. It looks similar to our Main Street in a lot of ways, but some of the buildings are different, and some buildings have distinct themes inside. So, like the Plaza Inn has the same exterior design as the one in Anaheim, but its theme is about a wealthy American couple who traveled to China, fell in love with its culture and cuisine, and returned to create a classical Chinese eatery filled with all the decorations they collected on their journeys.
Nice.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder. I wonder if some of our places in the Anaheim Main Street are themed inside and we don't really know it because there's no
Possibly.
story behind it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of don't know why the heck not? Why heck fire not?
I don't know why they theme everything else. Why not theme the restaurants?
Yeah, they apply a backstory to everything these days. Yeah,
I know.
Well, this cash register used to belong to Wyatt Earp's grandmother, and
see,
we
the-
refurbished it. And
The tiki room bathrooms, the gods got angry because they had to go to the restroom, and so they created it.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Also, the Market House Bakery on Main Street in Hong Kong was founded by a Viennese pastry chef
Okay.
who brought some of the world's most famous desserts and coffee cakes from the Austrian imperial court.
Nice.
So, little taste of Vienna, I guess,
Yeah.
in Hong Kong. That's kind of cool.
Nice.
And I think with the mountains looming kind of in the background, it'd be a cool thing to trip out over, man, because most of the things look the same. If you look on the photos,
Yes.
it looks
Yeah.
almost exactly the same.
You're right.
What?
I have one for Taryn.
Go ahead.
I'm going to read Taryn's list, too, so we can fill this out.
Go ahead.
Uh,
But do it in her voice.
Okay, so number one on her list is the Animation Academy. It's on Main Street, and she said the inside looks like an actual animator's desk, and then she just wrote it's in Cantonese. So I'm assuming the instructions are in Cantonese.
Oh.
It may be similar to what they have at in
In
DCA,
DCA.
as well, which is once again is amazing. I know that my drawing sucked, and
I still got it.
You guys didn't give me enough
Still
time.
got it.
I didn't get to finish it. All right.
You
But-
handed it in.
Well, because I thought the time was up. You're supposed to put your pen down.
You handed it in like
Time up.
this. This is an F for effort.
It looks a little bit like the robot from Big Hero 6.
Yeah, it looks like Baymax.
Yeah, Baymax.
It sure does.
Yeah.
I read one of yours. Oh, thanks.
Okay, so are you done?
Yeah.
My next one is Mystic Manor. So apparently, like death and all of that. Like, so I forgot to mention this on the Big Grizzly Runaway Mountain Mine Trains. Such a long. Is that you start off going down mine shaft number 8, which is a lucky number in Asian culture, and then when you start coming backwards, you're going down shaft 4, which is death in Asian culture. So it's like all these little things like that. But what they didn't want a haunted mansion because death is not a big part of the culture. So it's a trackless technology system. It's all about a guy who I think he tells his pet, was it a mouse or a rat or something like that, to not mess with this music box, and he messes with the music box and it starts making inanimate objects come to life. And you're
Okay.
going through and you're watching all these different scenes and all these things things happen. But it's trackless technology, which I
Yeah.
love, which I think they need more of, not in the form of
Rockin'
Luigi's,
Roadsters.
Rollickin' Roadsters.
Yeah. I like we have trackless technology, and what are we gonna do? Put you in a car and make you dance to
Okay.
the worst
Right.
character in the
We
entire
have
universe.
trackless technology at our Disneyland.
Yeah.
and
With one,
it's
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Both times, terrible. Just take something from a different park, Disneyland. Come on.
Where's
know.
the trackless technology in Disneyland?
Luigi's.
Luigi's
And
Rollickin'
it used to be
Roadsters.
it used to be the
yeah.
tires.
Yeah, that's
Remember
not
that?
Yeah.
I'm demonstrating it.
Okay, Bev, go
You're
ahead.
dancing.
She's listing.
They look one and the same. The fairy tale forest. It's
Okay.
apparently a forest that gives you you have the opportunity to
It
walk.
gives you a fairy
through-
tale.
Yeah. You walk through a garden and it's 5 different themed. It's themed from 5 different Disney stories. And there's a bunch of different photo opportunities. It's just like a place for your kids to run around, but look kind of cool.
Okay, awesome. Taryn, what about you?
My second one is their Magic Access, which is their annual passes. And they are so much better than ours.
Why?
Why?
They have, well, first of all, they're $440 for the best one that gets you 365 days.
Nice.
What?
Yeah, but they've been having a lot of
Yeah.
attendance issues. So
Well, and that's why their passes are so good. So they
move to Hong Kong, boys.
you get
No.
basically you get buy one get one free on meals, and you get if you don't have the highest pass with the 365 days, you get your birthday free. Like just little things like that. On
That's
your
cool.
birthday, you get buy one get one free meals like everywhere. And they have a lot of discounts on tickets if you have a pass. So you can get friends
Other people
discounts.
discounted
Yeah.
tickets. I like that.
So
That's cool.
I don't know. It just seems really much better than ours.
I agree.
Alice agrees.
Yeah. Is that what that is? The Iron Man experience.
Yeah.
I would do that one as well, which basically uses a more updated version of the ride tech it's used on Star Tours.
Yeah.
So you know it's gonna be amazing. I would love that. You're like on like a Stark wing, whatever the heck. That's just a thing. You're
Yeah.
flying over and you get attacked, and it's a whole thing. I think that'd be great. That's what I would. I would definitely recommend the Iron Man experience.
Okay. Looks good. I would go with my next one, Toy Story Land. Now, strictly for the land. So the rides don't look really cool to me, but if you look at some of the POV things that they have when they walk through, it looks like what Bugs Land looks like in
I agree.
California Adventure. It looks like you are a toy
soon.
walking around. No, not soon enough. It looks like you're a toy walking around, and it's really, really neat how they did that. The theming is
Okay.
great. So,
All
yeah,
right.
I want to check that out.
Speaking of Toy Story Land, I want to ride the RC Racer.
Is that the...
I know I cut you off, Bev. I don't care.
It's okay.
I matter more, I guess.
You do, and you probably have more on your list than I did since I had to do twice the homework.
Did you just call me a
have to.
moron?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
Nailed it.
Snuck it.
The RC Racer is a U-shaped coaster, which you're on like the RC racing tracks, right? The plastic Hot Wheels. Let's just be brand specific for a second. And it's sort of like that classic swinging pirate ship, ride.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of go back and forth on a pendulum, but you're on a track.
Yeah.
I think that'd be rad. Just simple, just up into you and back and up into you, and then you throw up and you get off.
then you get off.
I think it's a great time.
All right. Well, I put my thing down
Why?
because you skipped me last time, and I just expected
And
it
you're
again.
pouting.
I was pouting. I've been pouting a lot today.
All day.
Sounds familiar.
I'm gonna take us back to food.
All right. Please do.
The Main Street Corner Cafe.
Is that a question?
It's on Main Street.
Okay.
No,
All right.
sorry, I inflect.
She's from California. That's how we talk.
Oh my God.
Shut up. It's a table service restaurant, but it's one of the more traditional Victoria seating kind of styled places to do high tea,
Oh,
which sounds fun.
it does sound fun. A little British throwback there.
Yeah.
Okay. Taryn.
So they have this thing called the Fairy Tale Forest, and in it are the best way I can just. Oh, did you already say it?
It's
Darn
fine.
it.
But go.
But yeah,
no,
go,
you'll describe it better.
Well, they're like these little music boxes. And so you like push a button. I don't know if they cost money, but you do something and then something happens. Like Rapunzel lets her hair down.
Okay. A little interactive.
Yeah, and
Oh,
they're a lot
okay.
like the windows on Main Street, but you activate it.
That's cool.
Nice.
And there's lots of different stories, like all the different characters and things. So I
Nice.
thought that was really neat.
That
Or
is neat.
Looks neat.
I too had the Mystic Manor ride for a number of reasons. One, because the soundtrack is composed by Danny Elfman.
Yes.
Ooh.
I was like,
neat.
well,
That's
that's pretty
neat.
cool.
I did not know that.
And then
Either.
I did like the backstory. So the backstory is on January 1st, 1896, Mystic Point, which is the land that Mystic Manor is in, is the site of mysterious forces and supernatural events in the heart of a dense, uncharted rainforest in Papua New Guinea. It's the home of Lord Henry Mystic, fake name, a member of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, and his traveling companion, a monkey called Albert, which I think is maybe what you were talking about,
Yes.
not a rat, but
It's a monkey, yeah.
I don't. I like that stuff, man. It's like super high concept, and so he lets you in. You're traveling to his manor, and he lets you in to look at all of his little gadgets and things. And I think that's cool. And then something goes awry, and then there you go.
I like it.
All right, go for it, Terrence.
I want to go on the Jungle River, the Jungle River Cruise.
The Jungle River Cruise.
That's what it's called there, the Jungle River Cruise. And so, the reason why I want to do it is because they have 3 separate lines in the queue, one for English, one for Cantonese, and one for Mandarin.
Oh, really?
As well, yeah. And the ride's different. You know, some of the figures are different as well. It ends with a battle between angry fire and a water god. That's how the whole thing ends. I want to go on it because I want to go in either the Cantonese or Mandarin line, and I want to laugh like ridiculously loud at these jokes that I don't even get. That's what I want to do. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to make fun of their culture. That's
I'm not
fine.
making fun of their culture. I'm just helping them. I
Go
wonder
ahead,
what a corny joke sounds like in Cantonese, though.
Okay. Go
I
ahead.
just want to see.
So, Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel has a maze.
Okay.
It's like a legitimate hedge maze that I really want to experience. I've never gone in a hedge maze. I've gone in like a corn maze, but I don't know. There's something like
It's very similar, I'm sure.
probably, but this one looks really cool, and so I would like to. Well, I would like to stay at the Disneyland Hong Kong Hotel and go in the maze.
Man, can you imagine having enough land
That's
to
crazy.
just put a hedge maze up? I feel like if you put a hedge, like you're committed to the hedge maze thing in design. Kudos.
Yeah. That would be neat. I've never been in a maze and haven't cheated, though. So, like, there
How
used
do
to
you
be
cheat?
there used to be a place in Vacaville called the Woos, and they
Oh,
had.
yeah, I've been there.
Yes, so it was a maze, and it was, but the walls were slightly elevated, so there's a little bit of a gap underneath, and yeah, I just
Really?
crawl underneath, and am I this the right way? Nope, crawl under. I don't
Wow.
know. Like even when you do the mazes in the thing, I always go backwards. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, you got to go backwards.
Well, if you go
But
backwards, it's
that's
still not
cheating.
cheating.
Isn't that cheating?
No, it's going to be the same amount of difficulty.
No, because there's only one way out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it seems like that
Well,
would be
no.
cheating.
Well, no, I think Terrence probably might actually be right on that. It doesn't matter where you start because you still have to like traverse
Yeah,
the
I guess
turns
you're
and
right.
stuff, right?
Yeah. Point of the story is I would cheat at mazes.
You're a cheater.
Yes.
All right, that's
Yeah.
all right then.
Moral of the story.
I would go on Pooh's Honey Hunt.
Really?
I would, because I think what it is a dark ride.
Yeah.
But it does the trackless system.
I think that's in Tokyo.
No,
No,
'Cause
it's
that was on my
it might
original
also be in
list.
Tokyo, but it's in Hong Kong.
Oh.
It uses the same trackless system as what was the first thing you talked about, Terrence?
The Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor, but also another one. I forget what it was. Anyway, you're in big honey pots and you're cruising through. No, something else.
Okay.
Good.
And then at certain points, the way the technology works is it will synchronize up to like 8 honey pots to randomly dance at the same time. And
Oh,
I think
really?
I think that's pretty cool.
It's like
That's
everything
kind of neat.
Luigi's should be, but it's not.
Right, because there's an actual thing and there's an actual story and stuff. So Pooh's Honey Hunt is what I would do again because that same trackless system. Go ahead, Terrence.
Okay.
Why do you look confused?
Because I don't see it as a ride there at Hong Kong Disneyland.
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
That's what I read on the internet.
All right.
I haven't been there, so I don't know.
So I want to go. I want to eat sushi.
Okay.
I want to eat sushi. I think it would be
you
neat
know
to
it's not
actually-
Tokyo, right?
No, I know, but it has it on the menu. It's
Okay.
gonna be fresh.
Is it?
It's Disneyland. It's got to be fresh, right?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is Tokyo. Why did it tell me that it was not? All right. Well, look, I cheated. So there
That
you
was
go.
on my Tokyo list because it does look rad.
Huh. I read Wikipedia wrong, everybody. Sorry. Oh well. I'll go in the press room next time.
I just went.
Oh, I want to go on It's a Small World
Oh.
because I actually just really like that ride.
Well,
Because you need to hear
yeah.
that song in Cantonese for
Well-
4 minutes.
Kind of, yeah. But I'm trying to remember. I think it's the same. I think it's actually English until you get to the different parts of the country.
Okay. Well, that'd be cool. Taryn.
That could be wrong.
They have a theater show called Festival of Lion King, and that looks amazing.
Festival of Lion King roll?
Yes.
Because that I would go to.
It looks amazing. It's a live action, of course, and
There we go.
it is not unlike the Broadway show from what I saw. It's actually pretty cool.
All right. I'll let you go deal with the kid.
I can take her because I'm almost done.
Well, I think we're all almost done, right? I would go. Oh, did I already go?
No, it's your turn.
your turn.
This is my last one
Okay,
because I only had 5.
I have one more.
The Explorers Club restaurant,
Yeah.
which looks really, really cool. It's adjacent to the Mystic Manor, which I think that seems like the land that Mystic. What the heck is it called?
Mystic Manor?
No, Mystic Point.
Yeah.
It seems like where I would hang out the most. That's where a lot of the things I would do kind of are located.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Yeah, it's great radio for sure, baby. Thank you. It seems really cool. I'm trying to read this article here real fast. There's a lot of decor from the Adventurers Club, the vacant Adventurers Club. So a lot of themed rooms, a lot of masks, all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I would recommend it. I don't know the menu at all, of course.
Right.
But it just looks dope. It's one of those high concept, high design places that Disney is known for, and I think it'd be really cool.
I want to see Frozen Land.
Said nobody.
And
ever.
I'll tell you why.
I
Hold
know.
on. I'll tell you why. So it opens
Because
in
you hate
2020.
your life and all the
No.
good things in it.
No, I'll tell you why. I want to see it. I want to see what their concept is of it. But I want them to take anything and everything Frozen from any park anywhere in the world and put it all there. There needs to be one Frozen Land, and it needs to be at Hong Kong, and it needs to stop invading the rest of the world.
Far away from
Never
you.
gonna
Just put
happen.
it there and just leave it there. So hopefully this stops any talk of something like that happening in Anaheim.
Okay.
Yeah. Good effort, buddy.
I can hope.
My last one is actually, and this is why your honeypot threw me off.
Yes.
It's the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, because it is basically an exact clone of the ride, not at Disneyland, but in Disney World.
Oh, yes.
And what makes me think I would want to ride it, because I actually hate the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, is because it's one of the only dark rides in Hong Kong Disney.
You hate the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh?
That ride?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Wow.
Are you-
Turn that stupid thing off, please.
Oh, sure.
I don't hate that ride. It's not the greatest ride in the world, but it's a dark ride that nobody's ever on.
I guess, but nobody's ever on it because it's not that good.
No
I'm
one's
gonna get hate for saying that, I know, but I don't. It's personal. I don't like it.
no one's ever on it because it's so out of the way.
Because there's nothing back there.
Yeah.
There's nothing in Critter. There's no need to go to Critter Country except to end the line and to go into Splash Mountain.
Right.
That's it.
Exactly.
Nobody needs to go into Critter Country ever.
I know, and so what I like about that ride, because I disagree with you, I do like that
That's
ride.
fine. Man, okay, I don't hate it. I don't love it.
No, I don't think anyone loves
Fair.
it.
No,
one
nobody.
loves it, but I don't mind it. There's always a short line. You can always ride it multiple times at one time.
Right.
There's no one waiting. And I like the fact that it has a throwback to the Country Bear Jamboree in there. When you look back and you see the 3 heads back there, I like stuff like that.
Okay,
I like it too, but you're right. Nobody's waiting at rope drop to go to Winnie the Pooh.
for sure.
Nobody's waiting at 5 p.m. to go on Winnie the Pooh.
On the busiest day in the park, very few people are waiting to go on Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
And actually, one of the things I dislike the most about that ride
Yes.
is I think that the ride apparatus, the what's it called? The thing you ride in.
Car.
Vehicle.
Right. One of the first words we learn as a child. Car. But yes, go ahead.
I'm not on camera.
I don't know what that means.
Whatever. I think it's too big. The sides come up too high, so I take Abby on the ride and she can see car. Right? Like
That's
I
a
don't
good
like
point.
that.
That's a good
And-
point.
Like she's like, this is
Why don't
dumb.
you sit in the front?
We do sit in the front.
Why don't you put it on your? You can't put it on your lap.
And
cannot put it on my lap.
she is so short that
She
she
is
can't see
small,
over the
But
over the car.
I don't think it's just
Isn't she
her.
like 13?
She's 6 and she's petite.
All right.
But I just think that the
Midget.
sides come up a little too high.
Vern Troyer.
I know. Rest in peace, Mini
too
Me.
soon.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Anyway,
Bro, he lasted way longer than I thought he would. The way he lived life.
I'm sure his doctor was like, "Yeah, Me too.
Exactly.
You lasted way longer than I thought you were going to, man.
That's terrible. Anyway, regardless, it's one of the only dark rides at Hong Kong Disney. So I like the dark rides.
All
so
right,
I
does
think
Taryn have a
I like
last
that.
one?
Let's take a look.
All right. The cat just totally stole her spot.
I know she's a jerk. You can. Well, her number 10 is you can get free stickers from cast members. But I think you can do that anywhere at all the Disneylands.
I don't know. When was the last time you got a sticker from a cast member?
Every
Disneyland?
time they hound me into doing one of those stupid surveys,
Really?
they give Abby a sticker.
Yeah.
Mickey Waffles. That's not a real word. I don't know what her. Yeah, let's free stickers from cast members.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, there you go. I hope that helped, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's hard. I mean,
It is hard.
we had to dig, to be real with you. Like Shanghai, and I'm sorry, I'm going to keep it real.
Yeah.
Like with Shanghai, the technology looked amazing. With Tokyo, the technology looked amazing. With Hong Kong, I was like, you know what I mean?
However, that Grizzly Run thing looks legit.
That looks so, but that to me,
Right.
that's like that's how it was before Pandora came out in
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom. The only reason I would have gone to Animal Kingdom was for Everest. There was nothing else I even.
Oh,
wanted.
no, for sure.
I know. So
Well, and Taryn and I went on our honeymoon.
Right.
And we were there. That was a half-day park, if
Yep.
that. I mean, they had cool, instead of squirrels, they have these cool little birds that, like, pick up after you, essentially.
Right.
And then Everest. That's it.
Yeah.
There's
Really?
nothing. I mean, they have the safari, which is fine. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. But, man, no, that park, for me,
Right.
super boring. Now,
Right.
it's, most stuff in Disney umbrella isn't necessarily for a 40-year-old man.
Right.
But I can still enjoy it. I didn't really enjoy that park.
Yeah.
That's a half-day park, dude.
That's
Everest in, Everest out. That's it.
that's how I feel like with if I were to rank all of the Disney parks. So I would like to go to every Disney park before I die. Like Hong Kong would be equal with Animal Kingdom and probably like Hollywood Studios kind of a thing. Like if I didn't go to it,
How many parks have you been to? You've been to Disney World?
I've only been to Disneyland. No,
Bro,
I'm saying,
you got a long
no,
road ahead of you.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get independently wealthy, but it's just not working.
We keep doing this podcast, but they don't.
I know.
No,
I
my
know.
Tesla's coming tomorrow. I don't know what you guys are talking
Holler.
about.
When are they taking it back?
About 3 to 4 months after.
There you go.
Oh, it's fun to be broke.
But I mean, I think it looks like from what I read, they're doing a lot of work. Or they're going to be doing a lot of work. So
they got two Marvel Land expansions.
They got things happening.
That'll be
So
cool.
hopefully they're going to start expanding and make things a little cooler.
All right, let's do some news.
All right.
Okay.
News is brought to you by.
Play it there.
March in the past, present, and future with all the news that's fit to cover. It's the Ears Up Disney News.
All right, the 2018 Eat to the Beat concert series is lined up.
Holler.
We cover this every year. It's at the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. Because I think it's funny. Like,
It's called that every year.
it's called Eat. Well, yeah, they don't
Eat to the
change the name of the.
I just don't remember. I don't remember ever hearing that name.
They changed the year.
Right, yeah, they changed
Thank
the year.
you.
So, here we go. This is the Eat to the Beat performer schedule.
I'm so excited about
I
this.
know. Oh, I do remember this. I'm sorry. You're right.
8/30/31, Blue October, and so on the thing they list the artist and then their most popular hit.
Nice.
Okay, so Blue October performed something called "Into the Ocean."
I don't even remember that song.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
The next day, Tiffany is back. I think we're
Yes.
alone now for sure. 9/4 and 9/5, Mercy Me.
They're a Christian band.
Oh, God.
They're terrible.
I Can Only Imagine. Is
Oh,
Do you want me to sing it? I can sing it for you.
only imagine.
Would it be like? It's horrible, dude.
What's the song about?
It's about someone
Meeting God or something?
Someone getting to heaven and like all these people will be like, "I'm here because of you," and it's like basically a
Oh my-
remake of an '80s song called "Thank You for Giving to the Lord." I really, after the show, I want you to listen to it. It is terrible.
Wait. So they wrote a song about people thanking them
Oh
for.
no! I'm getting
I actually
confused.
don't know what the song is
I'm
about.
sorry. Surrounded. Oh no! What it'll be like when he's in heaven?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so he's a 10-year-old boy. All right, got it.
It's amazing.
9697 Glass Tiger. Don't forget me when I'm gone.
What?
I have a feeling there's tickets available still for that. The next day, Torrin Wells, Hills and Valley. Never heard of him. No. And then Postmodern Jukebox. I don't think that's an actual band, but maybe just music.
Right.
Still trying to book someone on the 12th.
Postmodern Jukebox is a band. They do a lot of popular songs in that 1950s.
Oh, cover bands and stuff?
Like a doo-wop kind of feel.
Got it.
That's cool.
9/14 through 9/16,
Ooh.
the Baha Men.
Yes!
With, of course, their classic, Who Let the Dogs Out.
On repeat. Do they have another song?
I don't know. Good question. Find out.
Yo.
Still trying to book people for the 17th to the 19th through the 20th and 21st. Living Color with their hit Cult of Personality.
Cult of Personality.
9/22 to 23rd, Sheila E.
That would be amazing,
The Glamorous Life. She's new to the list.
Yeah.
The next 2 days are taken up by Sugar Ray.
Oh my gosh.
And his popular song, Every Morning.
I just want to fly.
Really? Yeah. I would've
Fly
said
away
that
from
one.
Sugar Ray.
In the back to California.
Okay, David Cook, Jeffrey Osborne on the Wings of Love. On the Wings
On
of
the
Love.
wings of love.
Oh, man.
This is what I would. I would actually consider going to this on October 1st and 2nd. Jim Belushi and the Sacred Hearts. I think he does a blues thing like his brother did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Belushi. I wonder if he's gonna have.
Dan Aykroyd.
No. Oh God.
John Goodman.
What the? Die Hard. Who was in Die Hard?
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
I wonder if he's got Bruce Willis on harmonica. He's a blues man. Bruce Willis has
I
a.
didn't know that.
He has a cassette
He has
tape
a
out. He has an album out
I'm
called like The Return of Bruno.
a cassette
What?
tape.
Well, that's how I heard it on cassette tape because that's how old I am.
Single.
Then the next 2 days, Everclear.
Oh.
Then Mark Wills,
Wait, what song did they have for Everclear?
Santa Monica.
Oh, that was actually a good song back in the day. I'm not going to lie.
Mark Wills, don't know who he is. Air Supply.
Yes!
All out of love. So lost were I. Then they're still trying to book the next couple
Love
chunks.
Air Supply.
98 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Give me just one night, in parentheses, una noche.
Is that Nick Lachey?
Give me just one night. Una noche.
She just said what you said.
That's the
Yeah,
line
but
from the
in a
song.
sing-song.
Oh, I've never
Yeah.
heard that song before.
Well, yeah, it's the title of the
One
song.
moment to be in your
38
arms.
special.
Or something.
Hold on loosely. Devon Allman Project, to be determined. Billy Ocean, of course, is back again. Get out of my dreams.
Get into my car.
Starship featuring Mickey Thomas. We built this city. 1029 Beverly Hanson.
Heck yeah.
Mbop.
Actually, a friend of mine texted me and told me that this was happening, that Hanson was going to be, she lives in Florida, and she's like, Hanson's going to be here.
You should go out there.
I've met the Hanson brothers. It's cool.
One of them, right?
I've met all of them.
Oh, my goodness. Taylor Dane.
Okay.
Boys to Men.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
The Hooters.
Yeah.
And We Danced is the name. And then, of course, closing out, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
I've seen them also.
I've seen them also, too. They're terrible.
I saw them in Reno.
Oh, jeez. Who sees anything in Reno, first of all?
Which hotel was it? It was like Circus Circus or
I don't know. My in-laws bought the tickets.
Okay.
Ugh. As I mentioned before, Disney shared some footage from Tim Burton's live-action Dumbo remake, as well as an image of the titular big-eared character, and it's just as sad and adorable as you'd expect it to be.
Sorry. I forgot that Tim Burton was doing this. It actually
Yeah.
makes me slightly want to see it.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Apparently there was a brief footage introduced of the live-action remake that showed Eva Green, Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, and Colin Farrell walking through a Tim Burton-created circus environment. The circus looks as you would expect a Tim Burton circus to look like, and it was a good tease, and, blah, blah, blah. It's currently in post-production. Yada, yada. But anyway, there's what Dumbo looks like, if you can see that. He just looks like a big elephant that's flying. Like, I don't know. There you go.
Doesn't look,
But people are excited about it.
yeah, it looks,
So, God bless them.
looks cool.
Let's see. That's not the right thing. This is an article. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but apparently insiders are saying John Lasseter will not return to Disney and Pixar.
Oh,
And,
really?
Yeah, apparently I've heard a couple things. Not only that they're thinking about not bringing him back, but that he's actually been fired already. I've also heard that Iger has tapped a couple people to replace him already.
Wow.
Like he's just not coming back. And basically this article is on the avclub.com. They're going like, look, if he comes back, that's like sets back women in animation like 20 years.
I was thinking when I'm not surprised to hear that. I didn't actually think that he was gonna come back. I couldn't see Disney doing that. That would be a terrible PR move.
I think so too, and it's because a lot of these dudes have been called out for this Me Too thing.
Well,
I just brush it under the cat, but you know what I mean. But that's I'm stupid. But like they're trying to come back from it,
yeah.
and there's no real room, especially at Pixar, for that. And in that article they were discussing, and I forgot about this. The some of the women who had to go into meetings with Lasseter had a move called the Lasseter to block him from him putting his hand on their legs.
Like, hey, we're going to this meeting. Don't let the Lasseter happen.
No, like you need to pull the Lasseter and make sure he can't like reach you.
Right.
It's like basically stay at arm's. Yeah, he was a graboid.
Oh.
So
Gross.
That's
Yeah.
sad because
It is.
I feel as though he was kind of the heartbeat of Pixar, and he was a huge part of it. But at the same time, you're right. There's no way that you could put him back in. He
there's
can't be
no room.
reinstated.
No.
Even though he stepped away on his quote unquote stepped away on his own.
Right.
That's basically an admission of guilt.
You
know?
can't sit with us.
Well, even not right. Even if in this day and age, the claim is enough. Just the claim. I mean, he could be totally. I'm not saying he is, but let's pretend that he is. You can't come back even if people say that you did the thing, but you know that he's not because people at work, nobody's sticking up for him.
Yeah,
Everyone's
you're
saying
right.
no, he did these things.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
not. So that's the differentiation.
Yeah,
Anyway, Black Panther
dope.
and Wrinkle in Time gave Disney the year's biggest hit and biggest miss, which nobody's surprised about.
No,
This article could have been written 2 years ago, and we would have been like, yeah, that's probably going to happen. The good news is that Walt Disney's Black Panther is the year's biggest hit, earning over $1.315 billion worldwide, and racing towards $680 million in North America alone.
That is nuts.
That's a ton of cash. Whether or not it remains the year's top flick in global sales, the next probable contender is Avengers: Infinity War, which is supposed to be rad, by the way. I don't know.
That just came out, right?
I think
or it's coming
I think
out.
tonight is like the opening. Yeah. Yet in a skewed irony, Disney also has the year's biggest flop with A Wrinkle in Time. It earned just $91 million domestic from a $33 million debut. And it has. Honestly, I didn't even know it had been out yet. That's how little people are talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's essentially been written off overseas with a current overseas total of under 30 million and a global total of 121 million on a $103 million budget. So it made money.
Right.
I mean, the budget. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I understand about the movie biz. You could make money on a movie and it'd still be a flop.
Well, you're
Like,
not,
look at John Carter of Mars. That eventually made money. It made a lot of money.
Right.
But it's still a flop. The guy who greenlit it, I think, got ousted. Like, it was a whole shakeup. I like that movie. I thought that movie was rad.
I'm sorry. I'm looking through this as well. I'm looking through this thing. Yeah, for you to make Oprah Winfrey, number 46. Oprah Winfrey in a movie.
Please.
I'm totally kidding.
Yeah.
But Oprah Winfrey, Zach Galifianakis, Mindy Kaling, Reese Witherspoon, Michael Pena, all these people in here, you would expect to double your budget in the first couple of weeks to the first month.
Yeah.
This is a flop. I don't want to see it.
No, I never wanted. I never really cared about it.
Well, I kind of did want to see it, but same. I didn't really. Nobody talked about it. It kind of was off the radar. Like,
Yeah.
It's getting panned.
I'd still watch. I mean, I'll watch it on the Netflix when it comes out.
Yeah, in a couple years, maybe. Or it'll be
Not-
the Disney Flicks or whatever their streaming site's going to
Yeah.
be called.
I'm not gonna pay $9 in a movie theater though.
No. This article was weird, man, and I don't really know how to feel about it, but Trinity Health and other investors caution smoke-free Disney on purchase of tobacco-contaminated, quote-unquote, Fox movies.
Okay.
Yeah. With the Walt Disney Company poised to acquire hundreds of legacy Disney and Fox films with smoking in them, investment funds with $556 billion under management asked CEO Robert Iger for assurances that children and teens worldwide will be protected from the dangers of smoking.
Oh, my gosh. Get out of here.
Investors have made a public letter sent to Disney CEO Robert Iger before the company's March 2018 annual meeting in Houston, pressing Disney to protect young audiences from exposure to on-screen tobacco when it acquires Fox's large film library. Fund managers note that the future marketing of these firms may be affected by the World Health Organization Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, a global health treaty ratified by 181 parties. In a letter to Mr. Iger, 46 religious and secular investors organized by Trinity Health and Sisters of St. Francis of Philadelphia congratulate the Disney company for its, quote, good faith in honoring its own tobacco depictions policy, which, of course, there's no smoking in Disney movies.
Right.
Anymore.
Right. But they warned, quote, amid the myriad details involved in a corporate acquisition of this size and complexity, Disney cannot afford to leave young people's healths and lives unprotected.
Bruh, can I ask a question real quick?
Sure, man.
What are they going to do about Pinocchio with little kids smoking and drinking in it?
Or like every time I've seen this, it's always this article is always with the thumbnail of Marge's sisters and Simpsons smoking.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
Look,
Come on.
And Alice in Wonderland, the cat, and
the caterpillar with the
Cat-
hookah.
yes, caterpillar.
Bro, with the crows. When the dude had a fat stove hanging out of
Seen
his
an
mouth.
elephant fly.
Right.
I mean, I feel like as a society, I don't think that we've reduced smoking so much because we don't see it as much anymore. I think we've gotten a lot smarter about what nicotine and tobacco does to your body. And as a society, in one instance, this is the one area where we're actually getting smarter.
Well, here, according to this article, this investor's letter and the Global Tobacco Control Treaty's provisions are supported by more than 15 years of international scientific research, establishing that exposure to tobacco on screen causes millions of young people to smoke.
Bro.
I apparently gave people too much credit for being able to think for themselves. I apologize.
The Breathe California on-screen tobacco database, which is a thing. You can go to a thing called the On-Screen Tobacco Database at UCSF identifies at least 184 Fox-distributed films with tobacco imagery since 2002, including 151 top-grossing films and 30 more films that earned at least $1 million at the domestic box office. Dude, jeez. Who has time to sit there and count films and how many times featured more than 5,100 tobacco incidents
Jeez.
and delivered at least 33 billion tobacco impressions.
The person who wrote this article is a former smoker.
Probably.
They're actually writing it with a cigarette hanging out of their mouth.
In 2017, Disney's films were all smoke-free. That same year, 12 of Fox's films featured tobacco.
Well,
I mean, like,
with that, man.
dude,
Come on,
it's just. I mean, it's the same with drinking. Like, I think people who smoke in this day and age are stupid.
I agree.
I think they're
I
just.
agree.
You're just an idiot.
With
I mean,
all the information we have,
inhaling
seriously,
smoke. Just think about it in general. Inhaling something that's burning is not good for you. It's not good for
Shocker.
you. It may not cause cancer 100%.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do you any favors. So
Right.
you're just kind of a dummy.
Are we told to like stay away from smoke? Like, wasn't that one of the things we were taught?
Yeah. If there's a fire in your house, breathe it all in.
Yes.
Breathe it in, and then you put the fire out.
In fact, run into the house and breathe all that you can.
nobody ever gets sick from smoke inhalation.
Be like,
Nobody ever would.
be like Jack from This Is Us. Rest in peace, Jack.
Oh, too soon.
I don't know about that.
You've never seen that show?
No.
It's a tearjerker.
I don't think he likes
man.
ugly crying.
I don't. Here's a cool story. Disney made a jacket to simulate physical experiences.
Does it hug you?
It kind of does. Disney Research, MIT Media Lab, and Carnegie Mellon University have unveiled a new conceptual haptic force jacket that simulates physical experiences to people wearing the device. The force jacket is lined with air. I want to save this for the secret show because there's a lot of.
I have a lot of jokes that I can't make.
I know. The force jacket is lined with airbags to controlled by a computer that inflates and deflates the bags. Disney envisions the jacket will be used with VR headsets for more immersive experiences, given its ability to simulate hugs, being hit or punched, and peculiarly, I can't say that word.
Peculiarly.
Yeah, can't say that.
Bev. She says it just and then sits back like she just, laid the golden. Yeah.
I couldn't remember the word cars. Let me have this win.
The sensation of a snake slithering across your body.
Yep.
Hard pass.
Yeah. Airbags with sensors attached that direct force and vibrations to specific locations on your body.
Yeah.
Dude, I would play many video games.
Could you imagine if you were playing like Call of Duty or something and you got shot and it's like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and just like air, like Bubba. That'd be
crazy.
Dope. I know, it'd be great.
That'd freak me out.
It really would. Like Star Wars Battlefront. I'm playing a lot of Battlefront again lately.
They can do this, but they can't make the auto lace shoes. They can't make a hoverboard. Come on, science.
They did make a hoverboard.
I know,
Someone
but
made that.
I'm a mass-produced Mattel or Hasbro hoverboard. Come on, man.
It weighs 5 pounds and has a valve system that inflates and deflates 26 air compartments, adjustable sleeve, blah, blah, blah.
That's a heavy jacket.
That is a
5-pound jacket, bro. Yeah, but 26 airbags, dude.
Yeah.
Gotta weigh something.
What happens if one of them just goes off on its own?
Then you're
hurt.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. It's will be sufficient for a basic psychophysical assessment.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. And to design and test an initial set of defects. So far, those include a racing heartbeat, light or heavy rain, snowball hit to the chest. Here's one that's, not cool. A hand tap on the shoulder.
Nah. No.
Slime dripping down your back.
Oh,
Ew.
gosh.
A
man.
bug crawling up your arm.
Ugh.
And the vibrations of riding a motorcycle.
This is going to be amazing when they get it done. Imagine if they had this technology when they had It's Tough to Be a Bug. And they had that in there, and they actually gave you the sensation of bugs crawling on you. Oh.
Instead of just up your bum.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you're immersed with the goggles or the glasses or whatever they are and the jacket, I think that's a bad trip, man.
I'm all right with it.
I hope it has a defibrillator for when people have heart attacks
Oh
as
my
well,
God,
man.
dude. Here's a weird thing that I could see you guys playing this. You can now buy a karaoke card game and sing along to Disney soundtracks at home.
Yep.
It's called the Disney Song Challenge game, and it will test your theme tune knowledge to the limit, just the limit, and let you show off your singing skills at the same time.
Push it to the limit.
It's cost this is in England, so it's £30 on Amazon, and it's eligible for one-day delivery. To play, you have to flip a card from the Disney deck. Why is it called a Disney deck? Can't it just be the deck of cards that's included in the game, which is inherently Disney because it's a Disney product?
Yes.
I'm gonna look this up on Amazon right now.
Revealing the name. Yeah, let me know because I don't know if it's only available in the UK.
What's
or
it called again? I'm sorry.
Was that one word?
Yes.
The Disney Song Challenge.
Thank
We
you.
had a baby, it's a boy.
Yeah. Kid's gonna be teased. To play, you have to flip a card, revealing the name of a movie or popular TV show. The first player to jump up and sing a song from that film or TV program with 2 M's and an E, wins the card. So if Beauty and the Beast was drawn, you could belt out "Be Our Guest," while a Frozen card might see you up on your feet singing "Let It Go." There's 90 cards available. If you mess up a song, you have to spin the wheel of fun and perform a, quote, silly action. Like roaring like the Beast at another player, hula dancing like Lilo and Stitch, or recreating the infamous spaghetti scene from Lady and the Tramp.
That's
Aw,
funny.
that's cute.
That's something cool. I mean,
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
whatever.
It's not Prime, but it is on Amazon. It's $42.99. Free shipping.
It's not that bad.
For a game.
Yeah.
Why not? Anybody going to Walt Disney World?
Wait a It's time to change.
They're giving away a free dining plan when you purchase a non-discounted 5-night, 6-day Magic Your Way package that includes a room at a select Disney Resort hotel and a ticket with a park hopper option.
Huh, okay.
So free dining plan, homie. That's not bad, dude.
All right.
Valid for stays most nights. It's limited or whatever, but yeah, pretty cool.
Not bad.
So anybody going there, check it out. Okay, last but not least, Disney orders a new anime-inspired TV show called Star Wars Resistance, which is set before The Force Awakens. And it does look like anime. It's just is very like anime-esque in its character development. Star Wars Resistance, upcoming anime-inspired series following the adventures of Kazuda Xeno. I don't know, man. A young Bob Smith. Is it too hard to ask for Bob Smith, please? For dummies like me who can't pronounce Kazada Zagano? Like, just come on. Just because it's a foreign world doesn't mean it can't be just. What's the Bob Smith equivalent of in Kashyyyk?
I don't know.
Probably Chewbacca, I guess.
Yeah.
A young Resistance pilot tasked with the top secret mission to spy on the growing threat of the First Order. Man, I'm having a hard time right now.
Chewbacca. Oh.
Wow. It's a good thing your microphone's on a stand because you drop it. Although the new series will dive into an unexplored time frame within the Star Wars universe, not all characters will be completely unfamiliar. Star Wars Resistance will feature appearances by some fan favorites, including Resistance pilot Poe Dameron, which who's a fan of Poe Dameron?
No one.
I don't know who that is.
In the last Repeated Jedi or whatever it was called?
Didn't see it.
He's a
Pilot
pilot.
of Force Awakens.
He's a pilot who gives his jacket to Finn, basically.
Yeah, I found him kind of really annoying, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of the characters in the new Star Wars movies I find extraordinarily annoying. And the First Order's Captain Phasma, voiced by Oscar Isaac and Gwendolyn Christie, respectively, also appearing alongside brand new characters will be the plucky and loyal BB-8. Plucky.
It's plucky. Mazel.
The idea for Star Wars Resistance came out of interest in World War II aircraft and fighter pilots, said the creator of the series. My grandfather was a pilot, and my uncle flew in restored planes, so that's a big influence on. Who cares? Who cares? You know why? Because you wanted to make money. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah, I wanted to milk as much juice out of this turnip called Star Wars
Seriously.
franchise as possible.
All the blood.
I think they did.
I think they did. Okay. That's it. We're out of here.
Okay.
No fact of the show.
Okay.
Haven't really had time to do it.
That's fine.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening to the show. Thank you for everybody on Twitch for following along, and give us a follow. And if you haven't discovered Twitch, go check it out if you're on our YouTube page. And Twitch is cool, man. If you like streaming video games and stuff like that, it's a hoot. It's a real hoot. And maybe I'll be playing some video games on our Twitch channel. You never know. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot, and we will see you in the parks.